Hello, Gunjani, Goeiemorgen. How are you guys doing? I hope you are doing amazing. And in this video, I'm going to tell you about the 5 game reserves that I absolutely adore. These 5 game reserves have left a special place in my heart. And if you haven't been to them, you need to put them on your bucket list. And then I'm also going to give 3 or 4 other game reserves that are really interesting and you need to know about. So I'm going to start with my number 5, and number 1 would be my favorite game reserve. So starting with number 5, my least favorite game reserve, so to speak, would be mountain zebra. So I've been to mountain zebra a few times. It's close to Cradock, not too far from PE, Port Elizabeth, starting at probably the top of the Garden Route, you could say, going all the way down towards Cape Town. And it is wonderful, guys. It is run by the Sand Parks. Great accommodation. The main camp has this beautiful trail called the Black Eagle Trail with a view over the camp. The camp is built in the actual gorge, and then you drive up a mountain and you're on top of a plateau, and it's just like Free State grassland plains, because it's close to the Free State, or it's in the Free State, and it's a really beautiful place. So what they have is black rhino, cheetah, lion, brown hyena, and aardwolf. One of the best places, I would say, in the world to see aardwolf. If you don't see, you're actually quite unlucky. Number 4 would be Etosha. Now Etosha, it can be a bit of a mixed bag, because if you go with if there's a lot of people and it's busy, it can actually suck, to be honest with you, because there's a lot of self-drive people and they don't respect the rules, and some of them off-road because it's a really barren reserve, and some people get out their cars, which is just crazy. Do not do this. It's not a good idea. It's disrespectful to the animals and very dangerous. So what's amazing about Etosha is it's got beautiful black rhino sightings and white rhino. Amazing elephant. You get these white elephants because they throw the dust on themselves, and the sand there is very unique. It's super white because of all the salt inside the pan, Etosha pan, which is one of the biggest salt pans in the world. So it really is worth seeing the landscape. You know, the landscape's just like poof, barren, open, but there's also lots of grass and lots of trees. Leopard, you're going to struggle, so don't go there for leopard. Lion, rhinos, elephant, gemsbok, really amazing, like spectacular, out of this world. You can sit at watering holes and you can just see everything. Namatoni, Ukukuyo, and Halali, beautiful. Halali to me has the best watering hole. It's the closest and it's on a ridge. Ukukuyo is quite nice. I saw rhinos and elephants at both, and Namatoni is probably the best place to find leopards, but the watering hole is really far away. But Namatoni is probably the best place to find leopards. That's my 4th favorite. My 3rd favorite would be South Luangwa. I don't know if you've been to South Luangwa, but you need to go to South Luangwa. It's one of the most densely populated leopard game reserves, or national parks in the world. It's actually not, I don't know if it's a national park, but it's one of the most densely populated reserves in the world. It is spectacular. You drive along the Luangwa River and you can just see thousands of buffalo and thousands of elephants and plains game, because, you know, next to the river there's these open spaces, good grazing, and you can see elephants swimming in the river. Really, 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 really special. So South Luangwa would be my number 3. Actually, you know what? South Luangwa will be my number 2. So I've skipped one and I've done this a little bit unorthodox. My number 3 would be Kgalagadi. The Kgalagadi Transfrontier National Park, 3.9 million hectares with the Botswana side. So I'm going to say Mabua and Kgalagadi. It's 2 different ones. Mabua is Botswana, Kgalagadi South Africa. But the Mabua side is a lot more, it's smaller, more intimate. The roads are closer to each other. There are more roads, so you can actually do like a triangle or a square. You can do a loop, which I like, because if there's tracks on this road and you can drive 10 kilometers and 5 kilometers and you can find whether or not the animals cross this side, then you have ability to track animals. And that's how I found 3 leopard in Botswana, 2 leopard in Botswana, in Mabua, and it was because I was able to follow the tracks and use that kind of technique of following that square pattern and seeing if they've crossed over and how far they've moved. Going across to the Kgalagadi side, lion, cheetah, really good accommodation. It's an extremely well-run park, and I love the fact that there's no tar roads. Same with South Luangwa, no tar roads. Same with Etosha, no tar roads. Mountain Zebra, it does have tar roads up to a certain point, but then there are places where there are no tar roads, and there are 4x4 roads in Mountain Zebra. Really, 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 really nice. And with South Luangwa, you can stay outside the park by the gate, or you can stay inside the park, but most of the places inside the park are more luxury, more expensive. There's not camping, to my knowledge, inside the park, except if you want to go to the concession area, which I don't suggest at all. There's a concession area outside the park. It's a terrible road. It's very difficult to get to. I would suggest focusing most of your time at South Luangwa at the main gate, or if you want to take the chance, go to North Luangwa. It's a lot more wild. Go spend some money and time in North Luangwa. I've heard that that is just unbelievable. I have not yet been, and I really want to go to North Luangwa. And there's an incredible bat migration. 2 million bats migrate during October in North Luangwa, or just north of North Luangwa. I can't remember the name. If someone can remember the name, please comment it. Otherwise, I'll just put it here. Absolutely insane. My number one park would be Kruger National Park. And some of you might think that this is crazy. Why are you saying Kruger is your favorite reserve? Kruger is my favorite reserve because of accessibility. I've spent over 10,000 hours driving around Kruger. I've seen everything in Kruger. Pangolin, aardvark, African wildcat, serval, caracal. I've seen 7 leopards in one day. I've seen 45 lion in one day. I've seen like 8 different groups of lion in one day. I've seen herds of 2,000 buffalo. I've seen herds of 500 plus elephant. To me, I've seen herds of 200, 300, 400 impala, zebra, wildebeest, and a hyena clan of 20 or 30. I've seen groups of cheetah of 6 cheetah, packs of wild dog of 30 wild dog. To me, the diversity of Kruger is unparalleled. For the accessibility, what you can get, for the value of money, and for the diversity, it is unbelievable. Now, Kruger does have its problems. I do not like the tar road. People speed, people get out their cars. I do not believe that it's a good thing that people from all over the world can rent a car and come and drive around in a place like Kruger or Etosha. I don't believe that that is fair. The world is not a fair place. But if you have to think about it in this way, I'm a qualified guide. There are many qualified guides and registered companies. I have a registered company, and I take people to the Kruger National Park. I have to get my first aid. I have to get my gun competency. I have to get insurance. I have to get approved by Sand Parks. There's at least 4 or 5 things that I have to pay for and write tests for, and also I have to write a test and do a practical for my Fugasa qualification. So, you know, I have to be accredited and competent. That's the big word, competent, meaning I am able to do it in the eyes of the law and the eyes of the powers that be. So I believe that people who want to come to the Kruger Park, for your first and second time, you should be told to come with a qualified guide, such as myself or any other company. You should be told to go with a qualified guide. If you want to self-drive yourself, then you write an exam and you do, if you get 75% for that exam and you pass that exam, then you can get yourself a license or a permit that allows you to self-drive your vehicle after the 3rd time of coming to the Kruger National Park or Etosha. Meaning that at least then you have 3 experiences, you've been with a guide and you've done a theory exam, meaning you are now able to respect the environment, respect the guides, respect the people, respect the animals, and you have the knowledge to stay safe and to abide by the etiquette. Because right now the system of sending people to the Kruger from all over the world, you've never grown up with these animals, you don't know the etiquette, you don't know how to respect them, you don't know how to drive, and we are teaching these animals through that behavior that because of the fact that people don't know, it's an ignorance almost, or a naivete that they don't know how to treat animals. You go into these parks and you're teaching the elephants bad things, you're teaching the leopards bad things, and this is not good, because every generation of animal is learning new things, and who knows what these animals are going to do. We have leopards jumping on cars now, we have cheetahs jumping on cars in Serengeti and Masai Mara, we have lions jumping on cars, and we have elephants doing weird things, and it's because these animals are learning from us. It's the same as if you have children, or if you have a dog or a cat, specifically let's say a dog or a child. If your child maybe says a swear word, where did they learn that swear word? If your dog does something that you don't want them to do and you don't discipline them and they continue to do it, where did they learn how to do that? They learned it from you or somebody in your family, and it's the same with the animals. So Kruger National Park is my favorite reserve. It could be even better if it was better managed, and also there was a system in place that only qualified, competent people were allowed to drive around. I think there's far too many people in Kruger, but it is still a beautiful place, and I think it's amazing that people have the opportunity to go and drive around Kruger. So I hope you are really grateful that you have that opportunity. I hope you respect the park. I hope you don't litter, and you love it and you appreciate it, and you love the animals and you appreciate them just as much as you love and appreciate your family and your dogs, because that's how I look at the Kruger. That's how I look at those animals. That's my home. I love those animals, and I respect them, and I want to do the very best that I can to make them feel that way, and to make sure that they are here for my children one day in 10, 20, 30 years, and their children and their children, and so on and so forth, because that's the goal. I want the future generations to be able to experience these parks in the way that I have. And that is one of the biggest problems that I have seen. In all my travels, I have done several trips. One was 7,000, one was 10,000, one was 13,000. The 13,000 one I went Botswana, Zambia, all the way from Kafue to South Luangwa, back to Botswana, into Namibia, back into Botswana, back to South Africa. 6 border posts, 13,500 kilometers, and the biggest problem that I see is human-animal conflict, and the fact that people are using and abusing animals for monetary purposes and not respecting the ecosystem. We are not coexisting with these animals, and we are not respecting the animal sanctuaries that we have created and making sure that we preserve them for future generations. Because conservation is awareness, which is this, or social media, or a poster, or stats, but preservation is actually stopping the poaching, stopping the littering, stopping the poisoning and polluting of rivers, stopping speeding. This is preservation, protecting, no matter what, putting the reserve, putting the animals, putting that ecosystem first. And one of the big things about Kruger is that it's the wrong shape, and it needs to be made bigger. These animals need to be able to access that mountain over there. And this is going to be my goal over the next 20 years. I've dedicated my business to making sure that every step that I take in the direction of growing my business forwards, I take a step also for conservation and preservation. So guys, the 3 reserves that I want to mention that I haven't put in my list that you need to know about, I would say Tankwa. If you're in South Africa and you haven't been to Tankwa, wow, it is really a special place. Super open, and just the views are spectacular. You've got to visit Tankwa. Some great accommodation as well, remote, private, far away from everything. I love Tankwa. Another reserve that I think you really need to visit is the Kruger National Park. Absolutely beautiful. Love the Kruger National Park. Both those places have really good stargazing. So does the Kgalagadi. Really good stargazing. And another one, so Tankwa and Kruger, and another one is Babwata National Park. On the Caprivi Strip, once you enter Namibia from Botswana side, it's not too far away. There's a place you can stay there called Namushasha Lodge. It is epic. Great food. It's run by Gomondwana. It is absolutely amazing. They can take you fishing. They can take you on the boat across to the Babwata National Park on a 3-hour game drive. Or you can drive out go around on the main road and drive yourself into Babwata. It's like a mini Chobe National Park. More exclusive, more private, more wild, and it's just wow. And if you haven't been to Chobe National Park, definitely a place to go. And then you've also got the Okavango Delta, which I'm now thinking about. So if I had to make it out of 6, I should actually put the Okavango Delta in and say Kruger's number 1, Okavango Delta number 2, South Luangwa number 3, Kgalagadi number 4, number 5, Etosha, and number 6, Mountain Zebra. I just can't leave Mountain Zebra out, and that's maybe why I got mixed up with this list. And what I love about the Okavango Delta is also wild, primitive, but also there's luxury. The thing is, it can be a bit expensive, really wild, really luxury, and you can see great leopard, great lion, and you can actually see animals walking across river systems, walking across the water, swimming across the water, across the little channels. And it's got beautiful elephant sightings, amazing crocodiles. And that's also what I love about the Chobe. The elephant, buffalo, hippo, crocodile sightings, unbelievable. I have been fishing, tiger fishing, in the Chobe National Park, or on the Zambezi and on the Chobe River, all the way from 2007 all the way to 2016. For 10 years I fished that river, and I absolutely love it. Haven't been in a long time. That's going to be one thing that I want to go do very soon. And guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I think I've given you some great tips. You need to go watch this video. This is my 5 steps with some bonus tips of how to book a safari. If you are not booking your safari like this, you are doing it wrong. So go watch this video. And once again, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, please subscribe to the Experience Africa Safaris, and hit the little notification bell, drop a comment. Much love to all of you, and I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. Thank you so much. Bye.